All right, so welcome to our coverage of this Jamaica Premier League contest between the host team, Mount Pleasant Football Academy, and DunbeHolen FC. We're coming to you live from the beautiful Draxall Sports Complex in the lovely parish of St. Anne for this massive, massive clash. Mount Pleasant Football Academy searching for crucial points, important points as they look to climb up the Jamaica Premier League table. And more importantly, DunbeHolen FC under new coach Bijan Thomas. I say new, he's been here before, but got a draw against the Arnett Gardens 1-1 in their latest game on Thursday and looking for 3 points here at the Draxall Sports Complex against a team that has only lost once in the last 2 years here at Draxall Sports Complex. I'm Bernardo Brown. I'm alongside our resident analyst, Richard Henry. Richard, this contest is a big one for both teams, but even before we get into the nitty-gritty of this contest, problems for Mount Pleasant early up, because as you identified in the warm-up, that there could be a change.
Yeah, Johnson Judy is out, and Green is in, number 11, so it may affect the way that we plan to play initially, but I'm sure that the coaches can organize the team and whatever the game plan is, to fit what we need to do, especially in this first half.
Yeah. Looking at DunbeHolen, though, 3 games, 3 defeats, parted ways with the coaches, Damian Gordon, assistant coach Calvert Fitzgerald, but John Thomas came back and drew against Arnett Gardens, which in the context of things was a big point for them. Bijan Thomas has beaten Mount Pleasant before. You remember back in 2024, coming out of the Caribbean Cup, 3-2 at DunbeHolen Field. Can he do it again here at Draxall?
He can. Will he? I don't think so. We know the quality that this DunbeHolen team has, especially defensively. There was a period in the season when they had the most clean sheets. Yeah. They still have 10, which makes them top 5 in the league. Yeah. So they can defend. The difficulty, I think, for this DunbeHolen team is that they're not scoring enough goals. And if you look at the chances that they create in the league, they're probably in the bottom 3. So it is about creating better chances and more clear-cut chances for them. I don't think defensively they have major issues. I think it's, how they combine and come forward and progress the ball. I think that's where the issues are.
You're talking about issues. Let's look at Mount Pleasant a bit as we will go through the starting 11 shortly. It will come up on screen. But looking at the Mount Pleasant team, they haven't really been getting goals, really.
Yeah, again, too, our XG, which is the quality chances created, compared right now to last year, we're a lot lower. So we're not creating and executing in the final third as we ought to. However, on the bright side, defensively, we lead the league in a team that blocks most of the chances for other teams. So we have the least goal-scoring opportunities created against us, which is excellent, and which is probably why we are where we are now. It is, again, for us, unlike for DunbeHolen, goal-scoring, that's the issue.
Yeah, we'll go through the starting lineup for the home team, Mount Pleasant Football Academy. Tafari Chambers, the goalkeeper, in 1. 15, Kyle Ming, the captain. Number 2, Gadil Irving. Number 41, Fitzroy Cummings. Kimoni Bailey, the number 12. Raheem Edwards, 25. Shaquille Dyer, the number 33. Demario Phillips, the number 31. Both those players would have played for DunbeHolen in the past. Krista J. Daly gets a start. The new signing in January. And Clifford Thomas, the solid midfielder. Now, if you go through those names, that's 10. Simply because Johnson Judy was supposed to be in the starting 11, picked up an injury during the warm-up. So we're waiting for confirmation to see who that player will be. As we had mentioned, Daniel Green, the number 9. As you said, is a player likely to come in for Johnson Judy. But looking at that 11, does that 11 get goals in this game?
Yes. I mean, that 11 should have gotten goals in maybe the last 2 games. But, again, it's about how focused the boys are this evening. I'm sure that over the last couple of days, we've been working on execution, especially in the final third. And we expect today to see better execution and a couple of goals.
And of course, you're here with the pre-game show brought to you by the Global Institute of Sports, the GIS, Total Tools, and of course our front of shirt sponsor, Power. Talking about front of shirt, if you like the one that I have on, it's only $9,000 when you come here to the Draxall Sports Complex. And you go to the merchandise tent. We have jackets there as well. There's a yellow one to this, looking spiffy. Of course, you can get one like the one that Richard has on. Not as bossy as this one, but it works. DunbeHolen, we'll go through their starting 11. Malik Williams, he is the man in goal. There's Fabian McCarthy. So Such a talented player, the number 8. Number 4 is Odain Samuels. Number 10, Atafarai Bygrave. And there's Shakeen Powell, the number 21. Marlon Allen, the number 9. Siobhan Watkins, the number 18. Really tough. Siobhan Watkins, number 14, Tyrese Winter. Number 12, Nevon Turner. 22, Nathaniel Wall. And Christopher Matthews, the number 45. That's their 11. Any surprises there?
Yeah, based on what I saw scouting their last game. It's interesting that no matter what you see from teams before they play Mount Pleasant, when they get to Mount Pleasant, there's always a shift in the way that they set up. It'll be interesting. I saw them last play a 5-3-2 with the 2 wing-backs running both the flanks. I am not sure if they're going to do that today. It'll be interesting to see. But I know for sure they're going to play safe initially because they are a team that plays defensively and then come forward.
What we've seen, especially in the last few games, I saw it twice against Treasure Beach, was that they went for an overload in the middle of the park. They felt as if they could match or outdo Mount Pleasant in the middle of the park, they would have control of the game. They didn't concede. Waterhouse, they came here, and the first team to win at Draxall in about 2 years, and almost the same on the likes of Dyer, Kimani Campbell off the left coming inside. Berger played well in that game as well. Is that how teams will look to set up against this Mount Pleasant team, and how does Mount Pleasant counter that?
Yeah, I think that, just internationally, most teams block you from the middle of the park, especially if you were very good offensively, and give you the outsides to play and hope that, well, they can square some balls in and you'll be able to clear them. Most teams don't want you to play through the middle of them, and so they will try and block us. I'm sure that will happen this afternoon. It is about how do we break those lines, and the movement in between the lines of the Mount Pleasant players, that's going to be critical.
All right, so you're hearing the general jingle that they play when the teams are emerging from the tent and when they go out. In fact, they're going out just behind me. That does it for the pre-game show, brought to you by Global Institute of Sports, Total Tools, and Powerade. And we will go over for the national anthem. And then after that, you'll hear Richard Henry, and he'll be joined by Brian Martin with the coverage. Thank you so much for the pregame show. Stick with us. The match is coming up.
Mike. Mike.
Mic check. So, good afternoon. Welcome to the Draxall Sports Complex, match day 23 of the reign of the Jamaica Premier League. Sees Mount Pleasant Football Academy play host to DunbeHolen FC. As the referees walk out, do their rituals, teams take their pictures and stuff. FIFA referee Christopher Mason is the man in charge. Richard, what are your thoughts on what the fans can expect from today's encounter?
Just seeing this number 22 Wall step up to the half line tells me exactly how they're going to be playing, DunbeHolen. And it's going to be very interesting. They're going to use, as I think I spoke to you earlier, they're going to have 3 backs. And they're going to have the 2 players, 2 wing backs that are going to be running the flanks. Again, Mount Pleasant will have to be very smart and tactical about how they approach this game, and to be able to find where the spaces are. Because there are going to be spaces, but also DunbeHolen is going to try and bring numbers and overload, especially on the wide areas and in the half spaces.
Yeah, so we're off. DunbeHolen with the kickoff. Shaquem Powell gets it to Nevon Turner, who immediately goes over the top looking for Wall. Ming is there and gets a throw from Mount Pleasant. So immediately you see the plan. Ming throws it inside to Thomas. Thomas turns and gets it forward to Edwards. Edwards, oh, that touch was a little bit heavy.
It's very clear to see what the approach will be. So it'll be a very interesting game. Of course, the team I think that is most tactically disciplined will come out the victors.
As we see a lovely turn from Shaquem Powell here to get by Thomas immediately, but won by Daly. And DunbeHolen will come away through Fabian McCarthy. Watkins hits it over the top, looking for Marlon Allen. Allen loses possession to Thomas, and Cummins will play it back to Chambers, who boots it upfield. Edwards wins it in the end, plays it off to Demaro Phillips. Phillips plays it over to Irvin. Irvin comes back to Dyer. Finds Thomas. Thomas being pressed by Allen. Gets it over to Irvin, who knocks it all the way back to Chambers. Chambers. Good ball over to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey's being pressed by Watkins. Cummins comes under some pressure now. Over the top looking for Phillips, but Christopher Matthews heads it out. And Watkins controlled that one for Bailey. Bailey to Phillips. Phillips out to Christo J. Daly. Has some time. Gets inside. Lays it off to Ming. But that one went out of touch.
Good build-up. Mount Pleasant trying to use the full width of the field. And, of course, Ming is going to be operating in this channel and providing a lot of support for Bailey. But so far, you can see the makings of a very, very good game.
Lots of familiarity with this team. Quite a few of the players at Mount Pleasant once played for DunbeHolen. And there are also a few at DunbeHolen who once played for Mount Pleasant. As Williams hits this one forward and headed on by Allen to Wall. Ming gets a timely interception, but Wall keeps possession and goes down under the challenge. Free kick to DunbeHolen.
I think that was a little bit too easy to give away. And that is, if you ask me, a very dangerous position. A good position for DunbeHolen. Back to the goal. I think that we could have just stood behind.
So Shaquem Powell comes over this one. Number of players forward. Atafarai Bygrave is there. Powell swings this one into the back post and headed out. Last touch came off a DunbeHolen player. So goal kick, says referee Mason. Chambers looks as if he's going to be going for a long kick. Actually, changes his mind. Looks as if they're going to be starting the build-up from the back. They do. Chambers hits it over, looking for Green. Not able to keep that one in, Daniel Green.
Yeah, I'm not sure if That was the actual plan, short and then long. That would be playing into the hands, I think, of DunbeHolen, which...
Throw taken by Dean Samuels, but Mount Pleasant appealing for a throw. Referee says it's another one for DunbeHolen. Samuels bowls it forward to Allen, gets it to Winter. Winter back to Turner. Turner to Winter. It's going to be a free kick. Looks as if it's a kick for Mount Pleasant. So, Mount Pleasant, currently the best defensive team in the league. That record was once held by DunbeHolen for a while. As Dyer hits it over the top, but Watkins heads it forward, controlled by Bailey. Bailey out to Ming, inside to Bailey. He was trying to find back Ming, but Wall intercepts. McCarthy always seems to have a lot more time on the ball than everyone else. Ming wins this one and gets it to Krista J. Daly. Daly plays it. Oh, he was trying to find Green. The run of Green and the pass of Bailey weren't on the same wavelength.
No, played a little behind him.
Williams bowls it out to Winter. Gets it to Nevon Turner. Turner immediately looking to find Wall, but Ming intercepts. Gets it to Thomas. Forward to Daly. Looking for a call. Nothing, says the referee. McCarthy in possession now. Forward to Bygrave, who lays it off to Allen. Phillips. Forward to Edwards, but Samuels will come away with it. It's it forward to Winter. Winter loses possession to Green. Daniel Green. Lovely skill. Gets it inside to Daly. Daly plays it over to Edwards. Here is Edwards now in the box. Gets it back to Bailey. Shot from Kimoni Bailey. It seemed as if it missed by too much.
He had to go around the ball. So it was always going to be difficult, but I think he did fairly well to try and get it on the frame. And of course, Mount Pleasant would want to test this goalkeeper. I think it's the DunbeHolen's reserve goalkeeper that had to come in today. So you'd want to definitely have shots on goal.
Yeah, Malik Williams, former Kingston College Manning Cup player. His second season with DunbeHolen, hasn't featured a lot this season as Bygrave loses out, and that one is knocked forward by Phillips. And Samuels just cushions it back to Williams. Student of GC Foster College as well. Holds it out to Watkins, who goes long. Controlled by Irvin, but only to give it away to Allen. Allen. Irvin intercepts and gives the ball away again. Nevon Turner. He's going to go long. Yes, he does. And that one was well handled by Cummins. Bowled out by Chambers to Bailey. Bailey gets it back to Ming. Ming inside and gets a free kick.
Expertly headed back, I think, by Cummings, showing a lot of experience.
Ball played forward by Green to Edwards. Out to Irvin. Irvin trying to get it forward to Edwards, but interception here by Christopher Matthews. Powell. Over to Winter. Winter goes for the diagonal ball, looking for Bygrave. Alert goalkeeping from Chambers. Bowls it to Bailey. Christopher Mason is going to bring a hot to the game. Goalkeeper Williams is down.
It's a quick observation. You notice there's a lot of space in the middle of the park to play. And I think both teams need to recognize that on DunbeHolen's part. I think they have to get more tight and compact there. And Mount Pleasant would need to exploit that space. But if you notice, number 22, Wall, who is playing the left channel, does not have to come back all the time because number 8, the captain McCarthy, is dropping in to the back line and allowing the other centre back, the left-sided centre back, come out into the left back position. Mount Pleasant will have to bring numbers to be able to break that down.
Yeah, good observation there, Richard. But it seems that these two teams are hell-bent on playing the balls on the flanks. None of them seizing the opportunity to dominate the middle of the park. Maybe that's what that tactical break was about.
Yeah, the combination passes are lacking playing through the middle. But again, I think this is going to be a very tactical game.
John Thomas back at DunbeHolen for his second stint. So it's going to restart with a throw. So Mount Pleasant, Ming throws it forward. Headed on by Bailey. Comes back to Daly. Daly. Phillips now. Trying to. Edwards. Oh, good pressing there. And shot from Bailey. Oh, we had a little bit more time than you thought, Kimoni Bailey.
Definitely. And it's the first time that we're seeing the back line here of DunbeHolen just scampering a little bit and panicking. Poor clearances. And the truth is, they should have been made to pay more for that play than the shot that was taken by Bailey.
I agree. Here's Allen. Sit out to Turner. Green wins a free kick. That's the first time that Mount Pleasant really pressed them high up the pitch. Maybe that's a sign of what's to come if they should continue with that tactic. In the meantime, they have a free kick in their half. Played over to Ming by Irvin. Plays it outside to Kimoni Bailey. Phillips is moving in that space. Bailey didn't see him, and he's been forced all the way back to Cummins. Cummins plays it to Demaro Phillips. Phillips inside to Bailey. Back to Phillips. Phillips to Ming. Ming being pressed by Wall. Back to Cummins. Inside to Thomas. Lovely work. Demaro Phillips. Here's Thomas. Plays it through to Bailey. Bailey hustling. Wins it back. Good work from Bailey, but Mount Pleasant loses possession and Allen comes away with it. Plays it through. Allen looks as if he passed that one back to himself, but Dyer alert and just knocks it back to Chambers. Here comes Dyer now. Forward to Bailey, who is getting a crunching challenge from Trevor Watkins, his former teammate.
And you could hear Bailey really felt that one. Good signs there, I think, from Mount Pleasant. Looking to break the lines and play vertically. And did get to the top of the 18-yard box. I think that's the sort of positive play that we want to see from Clifford Thomas instead of playing side to side.
Cummins hits it one forward to Phillips, but he loses possession, and Fabian McCarthy has it. Wins a goal kick. Brilliant from the skipper.
One good thing in Mount Pleasant's favour is that Fabian McCarthy is playing very deep in his own half and has not had a lot of opportunity to come up the pitch where he can be dangerous.
Watkins hits it forward looking for Allen. Allen, lovely turn from Allen, but good recovery from Cummins to play that one away. Samuel's over on the far side. Ran out of real estate there within Samuels.
Interesting battle being developed between number 9 Allen and Mount Pleasant's number 41 Cummings.
Edwards gets it to Daly. Over to Clifford Thomas. Thomas dismisses Shaquem Powell. Gets it to Green. Green to Daly. Up to Edwards now. Edwards over the top. Bailey has some time. Kimoni Bailey attempts to cross and blocked by Wall. Plays it up to Demaro Phillips. Phillips knocks it to Clifford Thomas. Thomas was trying to find Bailey back, but overhit.
What a great idea. And again, I say it's the way that you want to see Thomas playing positive, looking for those line-breaking vertical passes.
Yeah. Had he gotten the weight on that pass, perfect. That would have been a delightful ball.
Most certainly.
Samuel hits it forward, headed out by Cummins. Irving plays it to Phillips, but that's won by Turner. Gets it out to Winter. Winter is being pressed by Green. Lovely work from Green. Here he comes now. Green overran the ball. Shaquem Powell now. Gets it out to Tyrese Winter. Winter back to Powell. Looking for Allen. Clearance effected by Irving.
DunbeHolen had started the game playing quite a bit on this left side. That has subsided a bit. And they've been working on the right side of the field.
Yeah, McCarthy seems to be the one dictating that. They come over to Watkins now. Watkins goes back to Williams. Williams came under some pressure there from Edwards. Watkins eventually plays it forward, trying to find Bygrave, who fortuitously got it off to Allen. That pass from Allen was wayward, trying to find Powell, but into touch it goes for a throw. Taken quickly by Irving to Clifford Thomas. Thomas. Back to Dyer. Thomas again. Inside to Phillips. Phillips plays it over to Cummins. Cummins, robbed of possession by Watkins. Here comes Chevoy Watkins streaming into the box. Watkins! Shot off the post. Oh, that was brilliant. More Pleasant though. Looking to come forward on a counter of your own. Ming, middle of the park, streaming forward. Kyle Ming gets it out to Green, but Green is offside. That was some lovely work from Watkins just now.
Oh, certainly. Was in no man's land, really. If he had gotten beaten, it would have been Mount Pleasant going the other way, but certainly stood up great and was able to win that ball and go forward. Not understanding, though, why one of the centre-backs did not come across. If he was a little better offensively, he probably would have scored that because he had a free run straight to that right side post.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant caught the transition there. Here comes Allen for DunbeHolen now. Allen plays it all the way back to O'Dane Samuels. Samuels trying to find Bygrave. Not successful. And Ming gets it forward to Bailey. Bailey chips it over, but cleared by Matthews to McCarthy. McCarthy robbed of possession by Edwards. Good fight from Edwards. Gets it to Phillips. Phillips moving forward to Bailey. Bailey has Watkins for company. Gets it inside to Edwards. Control didn't help him out there, Raheem Edwards. DunbeHolen come forward now. Tyrese Winter has some time. Gets it to the feet of Bygrave, who chips it over to Allen. Good ball. Allen has Dyer for company. Puts it on the left. Gets it back to the right and swings it over. Cleared by Cummins. Controlled by Dyer. Forward to Thomas, but he didn't control it, but Daly gets it. Plays it to Edwards. Edwards over to Bailey. Kimoni Bailey. Gets inside of Watkins. Goes for a shot. Charge down and Williams just is going to get it. Bijan Thomas is livid. He wanted Williams to have a delay tactic there.
I think the decision-making in the final third for Mount Pleasant needs to be better. You could see that Bailey had planned to take that shot, even if it was going to be blocked. The movement of the Mount Pleasant players who were supporting him was not very good. I think they were very narrow, and that allowed DunbeHolen team. It's easier to defend when the opposing team is playing very narrow. It's a smaller space to manage, especially on top of the 18-yard box.
Yeah, Kimoni Bailey seemed hell-bent and wanting to get on the score sheet against his former club. Because I don't think a shot there was the smartest idea. Probably could have looked to slip a pass through. But
at times you have to mix it up as well, because the DunbeHolen players are well aware that you're playing right side with your left foot, so you're wanting to come inside. So there are times when you will have to go down the flank and try and use that right foot to square the ball as well. You have to have some variation.
It's not something that he's incapable of doing either. He probably just doesn't do it as much
Often,
as he would like.
Yes.
Gonna restart with a drop ball to Williams. DunbeHolen momentarily down to 10 as Watkins is off. Samuels gives that one away to Phillips. Phillips trying to play a one-time pass, cleared by Matthews. Thomas heads it forward. Daly gets it to Daly. Christo J. Daly now charged down by McCarthy. Mount Pleasant still in possession. Watkins has returned. Irving trying to get by Winter. Does so. Good work from Irving. Whips this one inside. Deflection. Corner to Mount Pleasant.
First real sighting of Irving offensively for Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant will want Irving to be much more prominent, especially whipping those balls in from the left side.
Corner taken quickly by Phillips. Irving whips this one in again. Header and goal! Terrific! Raheem Edwards! That was delightful. Brilliant cross from Irving. You spoke about it just now. And Edwards on the end of it to give the home team an important lead.
Again, this DunbeHolen team, I think, was not focused, especially on the start of that set piece. I'm not sure what they were doing, but I don't think they were as focused and organized as they needed to be. And that definitely, beautiful whipping, good header.
Yeah, DunbeHolen probably was looking for that to be played in one time. They didn't even realize that Irving was coming for that one short. By the time they realized it was a whipping cross coming in and met the head of Raheem Edwards to perfection. So DunbeHolen and caught in possession. Daly. Daly, oh, lovely work from Daly. Gets into the box, plays it to the top. Green to Phillips. And anticlimactic. That shot from Phillips there didn't match up to the lovely build-up play from Mount Pleasant just now.
Mount Pleasant definitely getting into stride. Fantastic play from Daly. Able to get that player behind him. The only way for that DunbeHolen defender to get back is to foul him. Really got across him. Well done.
Watkins hits it forward, looking for Bygrave. Headed out by Cummins. Wall got a throw. Christo J. Daly there with the press. Spoke about that a few moments before about Mount Pleasant pressing the DunbeHolen players high up the pitch. Twice they did it and twice it yielded good results. Watkins gets by Thomas, gets the ball across, but it's blocked. And they will give DunbeHolen a corner.
It is a really good sign that Mount Pleasant are able to score on this DunbeHolen team in the first half. This DunbeHolen team does not concede a lot of goals. They concede 80% of their goals in the second half of games.
Powell swings it over, headed out by Bailey. Powell gets another opportunity, gets it inside again. Cleared by Irving. Ball comes to McCarthy, who heads it back forward. Phillips clears it. Edwards, good work. Looking to get it to Green, does. Green plays it back to Edwards, but Samuels was alert and intercepted well. Winter coming forward now and trying to find Allen. Referee Mason looks as if he's going to call the playback and give a free kick to DunbeHolen.
That pass from Green, I would have preferred to see him play to a space rather than try to play to the feet of Edwards. Edwards has that ability to chase and run into those channels and get that sort of ball.
Raheem Edwards, really, really a hard worker. Ball knocked forward by Samuels. Into touch. Through to Mount Pleasant. Cool climate this afternoon. Uncharacteristic with Draxall. Usually the sun will be out in all its glory. So Mount Pleasant comes forward now. Cummins at some time. Bailey making the run. Cummins finds him. That's a lovely ball. Bailey control, but was pressed by Watkins, and he's going to get a free kick. Bailey.
Upset with himself.
Happy with how that went.
First touch actually let him down and brought the defender Watkins back into the picture.
Matthews. It sits over the top looking for Bygrave. Headed out by Ming. Dyer follows up, but Powell gets it and plays it over to Allen. Allen comes under a challenge. DunbeHolen looking for a call. Nothing says referee Mason. Ball played over to Demar Phillips, but took his eyes off it a little bit. Goes into touch for a throw, taken quickly by DunbeHolen. Hit forward again, looking for Allen. Allen loses out. Ball played forward. Bailey has space, has time. Out to Krista J. Daly. A little bit wayward, but Daly won't mind. He gets to show off a few of his tricks. Inside, robbed of possession by McCarthy. Nevon Turner now. Gets it to Bygrave. Bygrave has only Dyer for company. Tries to get inside, looking for a call. Nothing says referee. Ming gets it to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey to Clifford Thomas. Thomas moving forward. Through to Daniel Green. Lovely pass. Green! Brilliant! From Mount Pleasant. Daniel Green. Another goal for the home team. DunbeHolen gave up possession in a dangerous area. And Clifford Thomas, you mentioned him earlier, being positive, streamed forward, played a delightful pass to Green. And he had the goalkeeper at his mercy and completed a cool finish.
Green had some to do, but I think Clifford Thomas really put it on a platter for him. And when Clifford Thomas plays like this, he's going to be very dangerous. Because not only does he provide good defensive coverage, he's looking to spread the ball wide, to open teams up, to play through the lines, to play over the top. And he's really doing that well today.
Yeah, Clifford Thomas, known as one of the best defensive midfielders in the Jamaica Premier League. He's also showing an attacking side to his game. So it's Mount Pleasant Football Academy 2, DunbeHolen 0. Restart, Watkins. Gets it to McCarthy. Gets it over to Odin Samuels. Well, DunbeHolen will definitely have to start coming forward more now. Ball played back to Chambers, gets it to Ming. To Thomas. Oh, that was neat. Clifford Thomas gets the ball forward to Green. Green to Daly. Daly a little bit afraid there. Saw the huge figure of Nevon Turner and didn't want to get into a challenge. And attempted ball by DunbeHolen, won back by Mount Pleasant. Phillips urging his team to calm down. Dyer back to Phillips, who plays it to Chambers. Coaching staff not happy with that. They want this ball to be played forward. immediately. Cummins over the top looking for Phillips, but headed out by Samuels, then by Winter, Turner to Powell, over back to Turner. Gets it out to Winter. Back to Nevon Turner. Packs a punch. Almost slipped through there. Chambers gets it upfield looking for Edwards. Good challenge from Matthews there. Edwards gets it out to Green. Green gets a free kick. That was intentional.
The physicality of Edwards is really helping Mount Pleasant this evening. He's challenging for every one of those second balls and winning them as well, and helping to build up, especially in the second third of the field. And that's part of his job. He's a very physical player that likes to chase and will put his body on the line.
So, breaking play as Tafari Chambers is down injured and requires some treatment. DunbeHolen will get a chance to conjure up a plan, because the one they have now is not working at all. That second goal scored by Mount Pleasant. They were caught coming forward. Mount Pleasant were swift in the attack. And Clifford Thomas played a lovely ball to Daniel Green, who finished with relative ease.
I think the positivity of Clifford Thomas today in terms of progressing the ball has significantly changed the way that Mount Pleasant, the opportunities that Mount Pleasant has gotten in front of goal. And it's really good to see him as a CDM trying to drive the ball forward, and from build-up through the progression and into the final third. And he has a lot more, I think, to offer in that area.
Yeah, most definitely. These are good signs for Mount Pleasant. We're less than a month away from CONCACAF Champions Cup. Clifford Thomas looks to be finding form at the right time. Must say though, for DunbeHolen, they need to get Allen more involved. He really does create a problem for defenders, man. And Allen, similar to Raheem Edwards, works really hard. Hasn't been able to link up with his teammates as much as Edwards has been able to link up with his teammates. Maybe that's something that DunbeHolen could look to implement.
I saw them against Arnett Gardens, and he did a lot of that in terms of running into the channel and being able to pick the ball up and to hold the ball up fairly well. I mean, I think he is, from when we saw him at Mount Pleasant, a much improved player and is playing to his skill set. He is very, very physical. He can get into the rough and tumble with any centre-back.
Irvin, the diagonal pass, controlled by Bailey. Bailey made the run, but decided to go for Edwards. Edwards lead that off. Turner clears it to Allen, but control didn't help him there. Doesn't go all the way back to Tafari Chambers. Chambers chips it over to Irvin. Irvin almost got it to Green, but the touch ball comes into Allen. Turns away from Dyer, but Irvin was there to win it. Inside to Thomas. Coming forward again. Over to Bailey. Bailey gets inside. Lovely work. And gets a free kick.
He was always going to foul him. Bailey did very well to get across him.
Mount Pleasant start quickly. To J. Daly. Back to Ming. Ming. Robbed of possession there by Wall. And a hand to the face of Nathaniel Wall. Probably sold it a little bit more than it was.
Yeah, I think Ming was a little bit too casual there and didn't see Wall coming on. I think Well, for the most part, and the role that he's supposed to play on this left side, I think Mount Pleasant has been able to pin him and have him play more defensively than offensively, which is in Mount Pleasant's favor and not in the favor of the DunbeHolen team.
Free kick to DunbeHolen. Watkins hits it forward. Chambers should get that with relative ease. Does. Bowls it out to Green. A little bit too far from him. Good intention from Barry Chambers. Pleasant blessed to have elite goalkeepers operating at the moment. Ming hits it over to Bailey. Bailey plays it through to Bailey, but a little bit too straight. Throw taken by McCarthy. Powell knocks it back to Samuels. Has some time. So Matthews over to Watkins. Watkins' pass was intercepted by Bailey. Edwards gets it to Clifford Thomas. Thomas to Daly, inside to Edwards. Here comes Edwards now. Has some time. That should have at least been on target.
Definitely. Good combination play again. Started by line splitting pass with Clifford Thomas. A nice ball around the corner from number 19 Daly, and that got Edwards in front of the goal. But again, good combination play.
Watkins, ball intercepted again, but it comes to Wall this time, who gets it away. Clifford, inside to Daly, that's lovely. Oh, Daly's pass. Bailey comes with it, but Mount Pleasant still in possession. Phillips was trying to play Kimoni Bailey. Wall has Cummings for company. He's going to go for the run. Cut by him, but ran out of real estate.
I think you're wondering what Clifford Thomas had for lunch. Must have been some play through the lines too. He's looking to play right through this DunbeHolen team every chance that he gets.
Definitely. He's been successful thus far. Dyer. Going for the dribble. Daly. Probably should have played that one to Dyer. He was well advanced, but Daly decides to get the ball back to the playmakers. Clifford Thomas. Daly. Phillips. Gets by Nevon Turner, Demar Phillips. Still in possession, Phillips. Referee Mesa gives a free kick. He's enjoying his game, Demar Phillips.
It's so much different when you have players on the pitch who are breaking a line, beating someone on 1v1. Once they do that, and you see what happened to Turner, he had to commit a foul because, again, the next defensive line of this DunbeHolen team becomes discombobulated when that happens. So, again, those are the kind of players that you want. The players who can play under pressure, who can turn a defender, break a line, and push the ball, progress the ball forward quickly.
Definitely. Irving chips it over, was looking to find Phillips. Powell. Back to Summers. It's it forward, but Clifford Thomas wins it. Opts to go back this time. It's it back from Cummings. Played over to Chambers. Goes out wide to Dyer. Dyer. Hits it forward looking for Green. Green. Wins a throw. Takes it quickly. Gets it to Irvin. Irvin to Phillips. Back to Irvin. Home to Dyer. Ming. Playing as an inverted right back, Kyle Ming. Cummings over the top for Christo J. Daly. That's a lovely pass. Daly one time in. Good for Edwards. Ball comes to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey gets it to Daly. Back to Bailey. Bailey was trying to find Daly. Wall. That forward.
Huge difficulty for this DunbeHolen team is that they're having a hard time playing out of their own defensive third. And when they do kick it long, Mount Pleasant wins it easily inside the middle third. And I don't think that is the game plan for DunbeHolen. They'll have to get some ball possession, especially in build-up.
It's back to live action here. Ming plays it back to Cummings, who just knocks it over to Chambers. Chambers over the top to Irvin. Irvin. Back to Dyer. To Thomas. That's probably his first wayward pass of the game. I'm sure his teammates won't be too hard on him for that.
I think at this point he's allowed one or two.
Ming. To Bailey. Back to Cummings. Cummings. To get it to Irvin. Intercepted by Watkins. Watkins is it forward but headed out by Ming. Cummings. Knocks that one into touch. Watkins throws it forward. Cummings allows that one to go into touch. Pleasant substitutes back to the bench.
Looks as if DunbeHolen is really wanting to go and talk about this at halftime, because there are some tactical issues going on, and there's always going to be difficult with a new system, a new coach with some new ideas, etc. And I think they're struggling with this 5-3-2 that they're playing and the positioning, especially of the wide players.
Mount Pleasant comes forward. Green. Lovely work from Turner over the far side. Gets it through to Allen. That's a good pass. Allen, his pass inside is blocked. Gets it back. Hits it forward again. Bailey. Gets it up to Daly. Daly was trying to play through Edwards. Malik Williams clears it one time. Dyer heads it forward, but Allen. Good work from Allen there. Showing some physicality. Gets it inside to Samuels. Wondering if the referee probably could have played an advantage there.
Quite possibly.
With the feet of a DunbeHolen player. Winter hits it over. Too much on it.
We begin to see, though, how important Allen is for this team in terms of ball retention and ball possession, especially in the attacking third. Right now, I don't see any other DunbeHolen player allowing them that sort of ball possession.
Ball played over to Irvin. Forward to Green. Green. Good work to control it over on the far side. Green comes inside. Lovely work from Christo J. Daly. Green inside to Edwards and Bailey. He probably thought third time was the charm.
It's difficult. But, you know, on that left side, that was 2v3. 2 Mount Pleasant players, 3 DunbeHolen players. And they lost out. Those are the kind of duels that DunbeHolen has to win on that side.
Watkins, stick forward now. Going for Wall, but Cummings gets there before him. Howell gets it over to Bygrave. Bygrave was dispossessed. Played back to Chambers, who goes for one pass upfield. McCarthy takes it down. Gets it to Powell. Powell hits it over the top looking for Allen. Bygrave. over the top.
About attempt. Allen is the sort of player that will use any part of his body that is legally okay in the game to be able to win the ball, get the ball to the floor.
That was good from Bygrave to get a shot off from that angle. Cummins now. Sit forward looking for Edwards. This is going to be dangerous. Well, Samuels was there. McCarthy gets away from Daly. Gets over to Winter. Winter to Samuels. But comes back to Winter. Allen. Winter through.
If I can be critical of Mount Pleasant, that long ball over the top direct to Edwards requires Mount Pleasant players to come forward too to play for that second ball.
Yeah. Ball played through to Howell. Irvin is there. Into touch as fourth official indicates a minimum of 3 minutes to be added to the first half. Score remains Mount Pleasant Football Academy 2, DunbeHolen 0. Winter inside to Turner. Turner wins a throw. Throw taken by Winter, dealt by Irvin. Turner, back to Winter. Forward to Odin Samuels. Samuels looking to come forward now. Chips this one over the top. Looking for Wall, heads it on, but into touch for a goal kick.
When I mentioned earlier about tactical discipline, I think Wall was a little bit too close inside and didn't stretch the Mount Pleasant defense in a way that would have been difficult.
Headed out by Matthews. Daly. Trying to get Daniel Green involved there, but lovely interception by DunbeHolen player. Played forward to Allen. Lovely turn from Allen to get by Irvin. Allen. Players in white there, but wins a throw nonetheless. Winter to Turner, back to Winter. Green. Edwards, good work to win that one. Gets it back. Plays it to Clifford Thomas. Thomas, forward to Edwards. Oh, that was need from Edwards. Raheem Edwards gets inside. Has an opportunity now. Over dribbled a little bit there, but gets it to Daly. Daly was trying to tee up Kimoni Bailey, but ball was intercepted by DunbeHolen. I reckon the moment Daly gets one of those passes through, someone is going to be in a very good goal scoring position. As
most definitely.
Samuels hits it forward to Allen again. Gets a free kick this time.
And good run from Edwards. I haven't seen him do that. And
good drop off the shoulder as well.
Most definitely good. Well done.
Caught the defender by surprise.
I just
didn't know he had that in him.
No, neither did I. But it's excellent to see.
Powell to Turner. Back to Powell. Thomas. Good work from Clifford Thomas. Forward to Green. Green has Samuels for company. Green gets by Samuels. Gets it inside. Off the hand it looked like. Or maybe it's the chest. Edwards went into the goal instead of the ball.
I think he's actually been warned by the referee too about the hand.
I don't think that was intentional as referee Mason brings a halt to the first half. So at the end of 45 minutes, it's Mount Pleasant Football Academy 2, DunbeHolen 0. Goal scored in the 20th minute by Raheem Edwards. And in the 28th minute, I think, by Daniel Green. Richard, what are your thoughts on how this first half went.
Well, certainly the first half belongs to Mount Pleasant. Good combination play, line-breaking passes, and really being very penetrative against this DunbeHolen team. I still think that despite the score being 2-0, I still think that Mount Pleasant is a bit wasteful in front of goal. There are opportunities that have been created. I think number 9 is doing very well, especially for Mount Pleasant on that. Daniel Green on that left side has been a menace to the DunbeHolen defenders. And again, one of those goals was created from a 2v3. So defensively, DunbeHolen is not doing very well because 2v3 you should be able to win those and block those combination passes. And that's not happening for them. It means they'll have to bring more players to that left side to be able to handle Green and company in terms of their ability to play through.
All right, so we're getting ready for the halftime show presented by the Global Institute of Sports, Total Tools, and Powerade. So welcome to our halftime show. I'm still alongside Richard Henry. You heard him throughout the broadcast alongside Brian Mighton. A first half that we haven't seen for a while from Mount Pleasant, if you're a Mount Pleasant supporter. But in terms of DunbeHolen FC, are you a little bit surprised in how they played in that first 45 minutes?
A little bit surprised, but not totally, because of the offense that Mount Pleasant is creating and what we know Mount Pleasant can do when they're offensively going after teams. Especially if you notice Clifford Thomas, he's very positive today. He's always looking to play vertically straight through this DunbeHolen team, and that's a big problem. I'm very surprised that they haven't brought more pressure to Clifford Thomas yet, because he has, I think, dictated a lot in that midfield, especially progressing the ball from build-up.
Yeah, by the way, today's dubbed Love and Football. It's a post-Valentine's Day celebration, as we understand it. There is a lucky couple here. There's probably a proposal coming up. As long as that takes place during halftime, we will show that to you. But before we even get there, Richard, the game could have been so much different. DunbeHolen, you remember, hit the post early in the game. Had that gone in, it could have been a different complexion for Mount Pleasant. So you need a little bit of luck, don't you?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, they got the break. Luckily for Mount Pleasant, the player who got the break, Watkin, is a defender. I think if they had someone who was a little bit more offensive-minded and had more skill, they would have finished that. And I think we got caught on a counter-attack. And I think Dyer hesitated to come across. And Watkin had he was probably surprised to have a free run to the goal.
You talk about needing a little bit of luck. It's unfortunate, but it worked out in the end for Daniel Green. Remember, Daniel Green was not in the starting 11 for Mount Pleasant at the start, but Johnson Judy picked up an injury in the warm-up, and Green replaced him. Has played well.
I'm trying to find the words. He's been a significant menace on that side for the DunbeHolen team. You expect teams 1v2 to be able to organize, to win the ball, but he is destroying 1 and 2 defenders on that side. By the time he comes in, the centre-backs are so far apart, and that's the problem for them. Yeah. The spacing between the wing-backs and the centre-backs being beaten is creating huge problems for this DunbeHolen team.
In terms of DunbeHolen, Richard, for the second half, what do they change? Because they must change at least one thing. If you're Bijan Thomas, you're probably going to change a lot.
They're playing a new system. I always thought this system would be a problem for them because it takes you a while to understand 5-3-2. They're not just playing 5-3-2, they're playing a 5-3-2 with a new set of personnel today, as opposed to when they play Arnett Gardens during the week. I could hear players screaming at number 22 here, Wall, about his positioning. And it's not that he's a bad player, it's that it's going to take him time to understand what his role is, running this whole channel, playing wing back as well as on the wing, and where to mark, when to go inside, when to come outside, and that's going to be difficult. I'm not sure if I would say go back to our back four, Because if you believe in your system and the players need to understand the system, you continue playing and you take your licks with it as well.
Yeah.
But certainly they have to reorganize.
By the way, if you're seeing me looking off just a little bit, we are going to show you some shot of a lovely setting. It's not in the middle of the field. It's in the 18-yard box towards the clubhouse. It's a lovely setup. As we understand, there will be a proposal opposed to Valentine's Day's proposal. So it's not just football. It's a little bit of love. Again, happy belated Valentine's for everyone out there. Mount Pleasant, they do things a little bit different. So, of course, we will get a shot to see who the lucky persons are for this proposal. But looking at DunbeHolen, the proposal that they'll be looking to do is to change things, fix things, and get a goal quite early. For Mount Pleasant, throughout the season or the last couple of games, Mount Pleasant, they have gone almost predominantly with inverted fullbacks. It happened today, but probably not as much as in previous games.
No. I think, again, significantly, Renato, the problem for DunbeHolen is that they're allowing us the middle of the park to play. Teams have not, we talked about this in the pregame, teams have not been giving us that. Clifford Thomas has had a field day in the middle of that park. He is playing well. It's not that they're just allowing him to walk through. He's being very smart. He's being cheeky. He's turning players. He's faking players, going back inside. But one thing significant, he's looking now always for that line-breaking pass. And because of the space between the defensive line and the midfield line for DunbeHolen, there's too much of a gap. They're not compact. So when you play through, our attacking players have the ability now to take the defenders on our combination passes and go through.
First start for Krista J. Daly, as you mentioned it. First start since joining the club in the January window. Has looked really good. From what I've seen from Krista J. Daly, tends to drift to the right. And when he leaves that space vacant, either Raheem Edwards falls into that false 9 position, or sometimes Daniel Green comes into that number 10, and then what you have is Gadil Irving overlapping on the left-hand side. And that almost, you saw an example of it for the second goal.
Yeah, I'm as excited as you are about it, and while I was watching it, and some of the combination passes, because we got quite a few opportunities, I kept saying to myself, if these guys continue to play together for maybe the next 3 or 4 weeks, it is going to be deadly. Because right now, I mean, Krista J's in, he's been to training and stuff, but they don't know each other the way they need to yet. And you can tell that when that happens, backlines are going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah, by the way, as we said, the proposal is happening as we speak. Congratulations to them. Of course, in case you're wondering, the lucky couple will have their wedding assisted and planned by Cass Unique Decor and Rental, who are a sponsor. They're actually sponsoring the VIP era here at Draxall today. I've met Karen, who is a wedding planner. She's a decor person, fantastic individual Karen is, and when she came on board here at Draxall to offer this, of course, we jumped on board. So we're talking, and don't worry about it, folks. It's football you're watching, but we're talking some love as well. Bijan Thomas, the coach of DunbeHolen FC, you have to give him, cut him some slack in the sense that he's only been with the team a week, and you've played Arnett Gardens in a Thursday game, and now you're playing the Caribbean Cup champions in a Sunday game. Are you seeing the Bijan Thomas imprint on this team just yet? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you have to give him credit. It's very courageous to come here and play open football the way he is. A lot of teams come here and they start to block up. He could have done that to try and get himself out of this game and maybe get a point, but he hasn't come here and done that. He has come here and allowed his players to express themselves and play the open football that it is that DunbeHolen plays. And I mean, you have to be brave to be able to do that.
Listening to that, though, is it the smartest thing to do? Treasure Beach, they came here, didn't play open, got a point. Waterhouse, they came here, didn't play open. They won that game 1-0. Treasure Beach away, didn't play open, they got a point. Arnett Gardens didn't play open, particularly, even though they lost the game, it was only by a goal. You're down 2-0 at half-time. So just listening to that, playing devil's advocate here, was that the smartest thing to do against the Caribbean champions?
I think only Sir Thomas knows his team. Do they have the ability to block up and play those lines properly? Or does he have a greater chance? Does he believe in his players that they can come here, play? They could have gotten a goal. What's going to be interesting is how he comes out and plays in this second half, because I can hear him bellowing instructions. And this is a new team sort of for him, because there are some players that he didn't have before. And of course, the system looks different. It's going to take them a while to get it.
Yeah, of course, celebrating love and football. Hopefully you're seeing some shots of the beautiful proposal. She's in a more pleasant kit, the jacket, which is, you really must love her. The fact that she's wearing a more pleasant kit, lovely bouquet as well. That's love. We wish them all the best. Again, they will be assisted in terms of wedding planning, courtesy of Cass Unique Decor and Rental. You can hit them up on social media as well. And you can, if you're not here, the next game it probably will be the sponsor of the VIP area. So you can come and enjoy beautiful settings at the VIP area as well. The teams will soon start emerging for the second half. Mount Pleasant, they lead by 2-0 over DunbeHolen FC. It's important for DunbeHolen now to find some form of resolve, because Mount Pleasant, they don't concede a lot. So it's fine if you concede a goal, you're down 1, you can say maybe we can get 1. But to get 2 goals against this defense, it's pretty hard. But if you're a neutral, you're thinking, I'm hoping that DunbeHolen can come out and they can get 2 goals. But do you see that happening?
I don't actually. Based on the ability of Mount Pleasant defensively and how organized and compact we can play. I don't think today that we have been our best defensively.
Yes.
But I think that even when we produce a game a little below our A game defensively, most teams will not be able to break us down. Like I said at the start of the broadcast, we have the record or have the metric of the least amount of quality chances created against us. So Mount Pleasant is very stingy when it comes on to how we play defensively. I would like to see us though offensively be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, to be a little bit more patient and make better decisions, because I think there are more goals that we can get, and of course, I'm satisfied with the combination play and the way in which we are playing through the middle of the park. Let's see if DunbeHolen comes and blocks that now and sends us out wide. They're having a difficulty with that as well, because we are stretching the pitch, and because they're playing this 5-3-2, the wing back who should be supporting is sometimes inside and leaves the winger, or the wing back, or the left centre back or right centre back isolated. And so he's being taken on 1v1 or 2v1.
Yeah, as we wrap up the halftime show, we give you some scores around the league. Chapelton Maroons and Treasure Beach at halftime, that's 0-0. So too for Montego Bay United, the league leaders, and Cavalier Football Club, the defending champions. No goals between Spanish Town Police and Harbourview. If you're a supporter of Harbourview, you will be very nervous given what is happening in the season. No goals between Malines United and Racing United. And of course, right here, Jackson Sports Complex, Rhyme Edwards in the 20th and Daniel Green in the 27th means that the home team, they lead by 2-0. So the only goals in the league so far at halftime, it's right here at the Draxall Sports Complex. That's it then for the halftime show, brought to you by Global Institute of Sports, GIS, and Total Tools, totally Jamaican, as well as our front of shirt sponsor here at Mount Pleasant, Powerade. That's it for our halftime show. You will hear from Brian Mighton, who will take you through the second half alongside Richard Henry.
So, second half is about to get started. DunbeHolen made a substitution at halftime. Cummins hits this one forward, headed out by Matthews, only as far as Kimoni Bailey. Ming goes down over on the far side, but throw to Mount Pleasant. Taken quickly. Bailey all the way back to Cummins. Plays it back to Chambers. Chambers boots it forward. Headed out. Williams challenging Edwards. Raheem Edwards gets it inside to Phillips. Phillips! Just wide.
And I know the score is 2-0, but I'm just hoping that Mount Pleasant does not come to rue some of these missed chances.
That was a perfect opportunity for Phillips to get on the score sheet. So at the halftime break, we had a substitution. Number 14, Tyrese Winter. He was replaced by player number 25, Clive Weatherburn. So DunbeHolen making the first substitution. Also on number 5, Damian Binns. I'll tell you who he replaced in short order. As DunbeHolen come forward, Nevon Turner gets it out to O'Dane Samuels. Samuels at some time goes for a diagonal pass, looking for Weatherburn, missed by Phillips there. Here's Weatherburn over on the far side, trying to get by Phillips. Weatherburn comes inside, shot! Saved by Chambers. Knocked out by Phillips, only as far as Binns. Whips it back inside, headed out by Dyer. McCarthy gets it to Turner. Turner's shot charged down by Bailey, Dyer. And eventually that's cleared by Chambers. So Binns, he also came on halftime. Damian Binns, number 5, he replaced number 22, Nathaniel Wall. So DunbeHolen making 2 substitutions at halftime. Here is McCarthy. Through to Powell. Those won't beat Chambers. Gathers and bows it out to Demara Phillips. Phillips over the top. Looking for Kimoni Bailey. Bailey has Binns for company. Whipped inside. And goes out for a goal kick.
And so this is a setup that I thought DunbeHolen would have started with. So they've shifted Samuels, who's now the right wing back, and have moved Watkins over. And so now the central back is number 45, and the left centre back is on the ball now, and that is Binns. And he's a left footer, so that will be good for them.
Binns gets it forward to Allen, inside to Powell. Cummins intercepts, gets it forward to Bailey. Kimoni Bailey chips it over to Green. That's delightful. Green with the control. Plays it inside to Edwards. Oh, that was a horrendous miss.
Yeah. It's a mix between good goalkeeping and...
The referee says that was offside. So maybe that saved him a little bit.
Thankfully.
Oh, my word.
Again, though, we want to recognize good transition football from Mount Pleasant. A good run into space from Green. And to be able to...
Kimoni Bailey. That was a delightful chip over the top.
Beautiful passing.
Daniel Green. With an equally good control. And unselfishly passed it to Edwards. Wasn't an offside position. But he really ought to put that in the back of the net and let the officials decide.
But for now, we'll say it's offside. And he knew it was offside, so he...
Well, for his sake, it won't go down as a shot missed.
No, definitely not. But I said it earlier that despite the score, Mount Pleasant is getting quite a few opportunities that in the interest of sharpness and preparation for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, we need to be able to put those away, because in the games to come, you may not get as many chances. You may get one or two or a half chance, and you need to finish.
That's for sure. Williams is down injured. That was a terrific save by him. He's down, getting some treatment. DunbeHolen also warming up some more substitutes. Number 27, Tyrese Gow.
Mount Pleasant
Academy player.
player. Yes.
Number 20, Michael Owie. Guyanese national. Here is Nevon Turner. Bundled off there by Daly. Ball played over to Weatherburn. Weatherburn has Ming for company inside, but over dribbled, and Daly hits that into touch.
So DunbeHolen are now getting.
Daly does good work to get there, but McCarthy using experience to get that one. Weatherburn comes inside, forced back to Bins. Over the top, headed out by Ming. Sun has disappeared behind the clouds. Should make for a much more cool climate and better for the players. Headed out by Ming. Phillips hits it forward. Edwards is going to give chase. What on earth happened there? Malik Williams. Not sure he knew too much about what was taking place there. Over the top. Looking for Allen. Cummins wins it. And just gives the ball away to Turner. That was poor from Cummins. Daly. Good defensive work from Daly to win the ball. Gets it to Clifford Thomas. Thomas over to Green. Mount Pleasant. Ball played through to Irvin, but Irvin is offside. And
Ran a little bit early, I think.
it's a good thing he was offside again. That was a wayward attempt. DunbeHolen. Watkins gets it through to Turner. Turner over to Samuels, who has slipped into a right back position. Turner. Back to Watkins. Inside to Turner. Turner was trying to get that one to Powell, but that was behind him. Throw to Clifford Thomas. Blocked by Turner. Phillips. Back to Irvin. Forward to Green. Good work from Green to win a throw. Thrown inside quickly. Irvin to Phillips. Now to Green. Green brought down by Watkins.
Again, I said it earlier. You have 2v1. DunbeHolen has to do better on 2v1. If you keep losing those 2v1 situations, Mount Pleasant is going to have a greater chance of scoring again.
Didn't think Watkins needed to hold on to Green because there was no way he was going to get through that space. So he didn't need to put a hand on him. Green wins a free kick. So Mount Pleasant looking to make a substitution. Krista J. Daly looks as if his day is over. Irvin to Green. Green! Punched out by Williams and saved on the second attempt. Williams. A diagonal ball forward. Dyer. Gonna shield that one into touch for a throw. As Mount Pleasant making their first substitution, so off. Number 19. Krista J. Daly. His evening is over. He's been replaced by player number 28, 38, Shaquille Bradford. Getting some final words from Davian Ferguson there.
It'll be interesting now to see what the setup is in terms of
Looking to see who's going to be the number 10 because Daly was playing as a 10. Looks as if Raheem Edwards will be operating in that role. Ming throws it forward. Binns heads it on. Edwards flicked it forward there. Looks as if he's going to be operating in that role.
or he may be a false 9.
Bradford trying to get behind McCarthy. Lovely ball from McCarthy through to Powell. And Dyer shoots it up for Chambers, who bowls it out to Green. Green trying to get by Watkins. Tussle taking place. Green comes out on the positive end. And free kick given by referee Mason to Green. Watkins not happy.
And I think if you look at it, this DunbeHolen team switched Watkins and brought him. He was the left-sided back in the first half of the game. They brought him on this side deliberately to deal with Green.
Referee Mason called by Danian Parchment, and he gives a yellow card to the goalkeeping coach, Jovel Plunkett. Something he said. Ball swung inside. Cleared by DunbeHolen. Ming out to Bailey. Bailey knocks it back to Phillips, and to Bailey, back to Phillips. Lovely interplay. Phillips for the diagonal pass. Green in an offside position.
Just a little bit in front of Samuels. Great idea.
We see Krista J. Daly walk into the bench as if he had a few more minutes in him. Sure, the Draxall Massive is quite pleased. The deadline day signing. Thomas heads this one out. Cleared by Turner. Bailey getting away from a few players. Good work from Bailey. Thomas. Back to Dyer. Back to Thomas, who plays it off to Chambers. Chambers with a diagonal pass. But Watkins. Green thought that one went out. Nothing said to referee. Here is Odain Samuels over to Weatherburn, who fell. Ming. Gets away from Allen, who clips him. Clifford Thomas to Edwards. Edwards through to Phillips. Thomas. Irvin. Out to Green. Daniel Green gets it to Thomas. Good interplay there between the two players. Green looking to go by Watkins. And Green goes down. Thought there was a hand to the face. Referee gives a free kick in favor of DunbeHolen. Says that Green was pulling on the jersey of Watkins. Clifford Thomas there as well. Trying to get the word in for his teammates.
Very intense battle between Green and Watkins. And like I said, Watkins was the left-sided back in the first half. He's now on this right side directly to deal with Daniel Green. Has not been very successful so far.
Well, I reckon, having not conceded a goal as yet, he would think that's some amount of success. Ball forward, headed out by Clifford Thomas, controlled by McCarthy, played back to Binns. Binns is being pressed by Bradford. Weatherburn loses possession. Bailey over to Edwards. Oh, lovely save, Bradford!
Again,
What a miss.
another missed chance. The DunbeHolen players felt as if there was a foul over on that right side.
That was a poor miss. Initially, though, good save from Malik Williams to deny Ryan Edwards. And the ball fell kindly to Bradford, the substitute. And he opted for the first time effort. I reckon he had more time than that. Probably could have walked that one into the goal. Shaquille Bradford.
Well, the first thing is to get it on the frame, right?
Only the defender was in the goal just now. Watkins forward, but intercepted by Phillips. Played over to Bailey. Mount Pleasant. Bailey. Back to Demara Phillips. Phillips has some time. Turns out the trickery. Binns, not interested. Lovely work there to get that one back to Kimoni Bailey. Bailey chips it to the back post. There was no one there. And Mount Pleasant think that one came off Samuels. Didn't look as if he got a touch.
No, it doesn't then.
And into touch for a goal kick.
Not sure who that ball was hung up for.
I reckon he was probably trying to get it to Green, but too much on it. DunbeHolen, the player from the back. But Thomas headed up. Allen gets another free kick. Certainly been in the thick of it. Marlon Allen.
He has been in the heat of the battle and has done fairly well for this DunbeHolen team.
Binns. Powell. Powell to Turner. Turner looking for a shot. Decides to go to Samuels. Samuels has Phillips for company. Gets a corner. Odin Samuels.
So you can notice just in this half, with the switch of the wing-back/wingers, how much more attacking this DunbeHolen team has been. Having Samuels playing this whole channel and number 25 on that other side. Weatherburn. They've created a lot more chances.
Binns inside to the near post. Cleared by Demara Phillips. Also having a left-footed ball comes in, but Clifford Thomas robbed of possession, but Mount Pleasant will come forward. Bailey comes out to Ming. Inside to Clifford Thomas. He's definitely inspired to go forward this afternoon. Over to Demara Phillips. Irvin chips it forward. Headed out by Matthews. Green gets there ahead of Watkins. Green into the box. Green inside. Cleared by Matthews. Samuels gets it. Plays it to Powell. Powell doesn't agree. And the ball went out. Phillips. Throws it to Edwards. McCarthy wins position, gets it to Powell. Plays it to Samuels, who loses out to Irving. Back to Dyer. All the way back to Chambers, who hits it forward one time. Headed back to Malik Williams. Binns coming forward over to Weatherburn. Weatherburn comes inside. Still with it is Weatherburn over the top to Samuels. Samuels has Irving for company. Forced back by Irvin. Samuels chipped it over, but headed out by Ming. McCarthy to Beans. Wedderburn. Swung inside. Clearance by Mount Pleasant. Wedderburn. Still in possession, but that one to Bailey. Bailey to Clifford Thomas. Thomas looking for Bradford. Bradford has Matthews for company. And Matthews gets the better of him and plays it forward to Nevon Turner. Turner through to Powell. Back to Allen. Over to Samuels. Samuels to Allen again. DunbeHolen. Lovely play here from them. Allen trying to get by Cummins. Phillips comes over and wins it. Daniel Green now. 3v2. Green has Watkins for company. Gets inside and was trying to play it off to Bradford. Not successful. Watkins now. Forward to Powell. One-time pass to Samuels. Samuels was trying to wrap that one around for Bygrave, but Ming gets there. Plays it over to Dyer. Clifford Thomas urging the players to go forward. Gets it. Plays it one time to Daniel Green. Green to Clifford Thomas with the one-time pass. Intercepted by Fabian McCarthy. Substitution about to take place for DunbeHolen. Off comes number 12, Nevon Turner. He's been replaced by number 11, Tyrese Gow. Back in the familiar territory, Gow. On the opposite side, while for Mount Pleasant, player number 9, Daniel Green. He's been replaced by player number 7, player number 11, Alex Marshall. And player number 20, the Haitian Rafa Interville. He's coming on as well. And looks as if he's going to be replacing Kimoni Bailey. So Kimoni Bailey's off. And he's been replaced by Rafa Interville.
Trying to see where...
Marshall has gone over to the right.
Yes.
So I suppose Interville will come to the left.
Yes.
Go. Looks as if... Here is Clifford Thomas. Over to Marshall. Immediately gets involved, Alex Marshall. Inside to Bradford, back to Marshall. Marshall to Irvin. Irvin, shot. Punched away by Williams. Comes to Alex Marshall. Here's Marshall. Shot inside, charge down. Cleared by DunbeHolen. Up to Allen. He's not going to lose out. Gets it over to Wedderburn. Wedderburn gets Go involved. Go. Trying to get by Interville. Not able to. Comes back to Wedderburn. Goes inside to McCarthy. Beans. Powell. They call him Hazard. Back to Beans. Now to Powell. Interception there by Marshall momentarily. Beans comes away with it. Marshall, hand to the face. Samuels gets it over. Chambers collects that with relative ease. Bowls it out to Interville. This is going to be interesting because Interville is going to turn on the afterburners. Gets by Watkins, but probably showed him a little bit too much of the ball. Chipped forward by Williams, but Phillips wins it. Here's Go. And Phillips ran right through Tyrese Go.
I think that was almost a deliberate foul to stop the play right there. But significantly, DunbeHolen has brought more players into the attacking third of Mount Pleasant, and that has made a huge difference for them. They've also been able to rotate the two wide players, because if you notice that Samuels is on the other side, left side now, and Wedderburn is on this right side, and they have been offering quite a bit of width in attack for this DunbeHolen team. So, obviously, a new plan was conjured up at the halftime.
Yeah, Coach Bjorn Thomas bringing in the tactics, trying to get at least a goal back. Free kick. Go is there. Bins. Go does pack a punch. Go. Didn't get a clean connection. Headed forward by Clifford Thomas. Bradford gets it. Gets a free kick. Tyrese Go. Here is Irvin. Over to Interville. Interville back to Phillips. To Interville. Phillips goes for a change over to Ming. Ming. Back to Cummins. Cummins. That had too much on it, but it was a good idea.
I agree, good idea, but there were also some shorter passes close by.
Throw to DunbeHolen. Phillips intercepted that one that is now booted forward by Matthews, headed out by Dyer. Weatherburn, robbed of possession. Thomas, forward to Bradford. That's lovely. Here is Bradford! Neat finish from Shaquille Bradford.
I'm almost wondering is that Clifford Thomas? That was an absolutely fantastic pass. It almost broke the back of the centre back. He could not get back to the ball.
Clifford Thomas.
Absolutely fantastic pass.
You spoke about him, Richard, at the start of the game, saying that you want to see him be more positive.
Oh.
I reckon he can't get more positive than this.
No.
That was delightful.
He has destroyed this DunbeHolen team with these vertical passes right through the middle of them.
And Bradford showing his quality, gave the goalkeeper the eyes.
Composure.
And just calmly placed that into the back of the net with the left foot. 3-0 to the home team. And Shaquille Bradford gets on the score sheet. And
what will the reaction be?
Here's Watkins. So Go. Bygrave trying to get that one to Weatherburn. DunbeHolen send another substitute to get warm. Interville inside to Thomas. Thomas goes back to Cummins. Over to Ming. Mount Pleasant team is looking in supreme form. Marshall to Ming. Back to Cummins. Over to Chambers. Phillips. Cummins. That one wasn't perfect. And Phillips collided with Weatherburn. And he's going to go into the book. Demar Phillips.
It's a dangerous collision.
Yellow card.
Yes.
So Weatherburn is down. Give you some scores from the other game. So it remains 0-0 between Harbourview and Spanish Town Police. Phoenix Shackleton Maroons, they lead Treasure Beach by a 1-0. Montego Bay United have also taken the lead over Cavalier. Dwight Merrick in the 54th minute. Main 0-0 between Racing United and Malines. Ball played forward, headed out by Cummins. Mount Pleasant, Clifford Thomas over to Interville. He's going to go on the run. Interville decides to come back to Clifford. Ball played forward to Interville. Interville comes inside, gets the ball over to Bradford. Good attempt from Bradford there as Mount Pleasant line up a double substitution in the 74th minute. I make it. So player number 3, the Haitian Pierre Louis Peterson, he's going to be making his debut for Mount Pleasant Football Academy, replacing Fitzroy Cummins in 41, while a member of the academy, number 18, Rashawn Williams.
I think this youngster is actually the captain of the elite team.
He replaces number 26, Clifford Thomas, who had a brilliant game. While for DunbeHolen, player number 10, Atafarai Bygrave, he's going to be replaced by player number 20, the Guyanese Michael Oy. And I see player number 6 there as well, Jovan Gordon, defensive midfielder, Clarendon College student. He's going to be replacing number 21, Shaquem Powell. So that's the list of substitutes. So for DunbeHolen, Bygrave and Powell off, Oy and Gordon on, while for Mount Pleasant, Clifford Thomas is off, along with Fitzroy Cummins. Pierre Peterson is on, along with Rashawn Williams. Marshall. Ming, good work to win that one. Played forward to Bradford. Knocked into touch for a throw.
The referees having words with Allen, who we thought followed through with his hands on that tackle against Ming. It's been a very physical game, wouldn't you say?
So Williams making his debut here. Coming off a good performance yesterday in the KFC Elite Cup for Mount Pleasant. Here he's in the middle of the park. Gets it to Alex Marshall. Marshall over to Irvin. Irvin inside. Cleared by Matthews. Goalkeeper in no man's land. Edwards in possession. Matthews does some good work.
Excellent defensive work.
Edwards out to Interville. Interville inside. No one at the back post.
It's one of those squares. It's too good for everybody.
That's what you get from Interville, though. The moment he goes down to that line,
yes,
you expect he's going to pull the ball back across the face of the goal.
Again, Watkins having a torrid afternoon, I think.
Well, he may have thought with Green coming off, he would have gotten a break.
He has certainly got no break this evening.
Doesn't get any easier. Williams out to Marshall, back to Ming. Captain bonded off by Allen, looking for a call. Nothing says the referee. Spanish Town Police have also taken the lead over Harborview.
That is definitely not a good sign.
Carlington Blackwood on the score sheet. Peterson gets this one back to Chambers, who plays it out to Dyer. Dyer, lots of time. Gets it to Irvin. Irvin out to Interville. Interville gets by Watkins. That's lovely from the Haitian. Inside, Marshall! At the back post. That was absolutely brilliant. We spoke about Interville. Once he gets behind the defenders, he's going to put the ball across the face of goal. He did that. And Alex Marshall must be a happy man.
You know the story of the game. If the opposing team continues to lose out on so many 1v1 situations, it's going to expose the backs, especially if you're beaten out in the half space and the backs are exposed. You can see Samuel's having words with Watkins. I think Watkins has an injury, showing him something about his leg. But again, he's had a torrid afternoon.
Injury or not.
And you can see the switch here.
Not many players in this Jamaica Premier League can keep up with Interville. They don't call him Flash for a fluke. And he was onto that ball in a flash just now. Marshall gets it inside to Williams. Back to Marshall. More Pleasant players turning it on. Peterson over to Dyer. Phillips back to Chambers. Chambers goes forward looking for Bradford. Bradford hustling Matthews. Bradford gets there. Gets the ball over to Williams. Marshall to Phillips. Dummies that one. Chipped over the top. Looking for Williams. Edwards comes back to win this one. And Phillips goes down a little bit light. Allen. Oh, Peterson intercepts that one and plays it back to Chambers. Chambers over to Dyer. And breaking players. 2 players down injured. DunbeHolen, Christopher Matthews. And well, Malik Williams is up now. Richard. His performance from Mount Pleasant this afternoon has been impressive.
Fairly impressive. I mean, they've done all that they've needed to do in most departments. Still could have finished better on some, but lots of credit for the build-up play, for the progression of the ball and how we played into the final third and created those opportunities. We should also say that the new centre-back number 3 from Haitian team Real Hope has come on and looked comfortable so far in his position.
Well, Peterson is a good player. I saw some sights of him in the CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship with Real Hope.
Yes.
I reckon that's part of the reason he's here now.
He has that experience of playing at a very high level, or the highest level in the Caribbean, so we expect good things from him, and it's going to be important to be able to rotate the centre-backs.
Matthews is down injured. Maybe some cramps, but
Well,
I mean, Matthews hadn't had a cool evening either. He's been in the thick of it.
yes, he has been.
When it wasn't Edwards, now it's Bradford. Being over on the left side. He also has Alex Marshall to contemplate with. Filled with confidence after that goal.
And if you just take a look at Watkins, number 18, he is in some discomfort.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have it. Right. So he will have to last this one out. I think what they have done is removed him from the right-sided centre-back position and pushed him upfield, so he's actually now playing that wing right-back combination. But I'm not sure if he has the legs to go up and get back.
Well, I reckon the fact that Samuels is called back into a centre-back position, he's probably going to make his work a little bit easier. But Christopher Matthews, the other centre-back, is also hopping off.
And he's holding his hamstring.
He has an injury as well. these last 9 minutes plus added time is going to be interesting for DunbeHolen.
It's been a lot of running, I think, for the DunbeHolen backs, especially with the physicality of Edwards and now Bradford. Not sure what's happening now.
Well, the referee is waiting for the medic to get off the field. Medic doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
He's very slow.
DunbeHolen down to 10 men. I think we're going to restart with a drop ball. I'm not sure what the hold-up is for.
Trying to look around to see.
There is a break in play.
Yeah, there's something going on with Binns.
Well, the referee is saying that Binns received treatment, so he needs to exit the field. Binns doesn't agree with referee Mason.
Well, he has to be careful. He can get carded.
Binns. So it seems as if Binns was ejected. Wait to get some confirmation on that. Marshall. Oh, he got by them just now, trying to tee up a teammate. Matthews over the top looking for O. Dyer hits it forward, so it's as if Binns has been ejected.
He has.
So DunbeHolen down to 10. Seems as if Damian Binns was shown a red card. Peterson to Chambers. So Damian Binns, player number 5, the substitute, has been ejected by referee Mason, and it seems as if it's something that he said. So DunbeHolen now down to 10 men. And having conceded 4 goals, Marshall to Ming. And the ball from Ming there. Gives a free kick to DunbeHolen. That's a precious commodity. Now that they are down to 10 men.
Certainly is. Going to be hard pressed now. DunbeHolen.
Looking for O. Dyer. Allen still pressing. Dyer hits it forward, but Weatherburn gets it. Knocks it to Matthews. Here is Gordon to go. Shift it. Side looking for Watkins. Interville. So Binns hasn't been red carded. He received a yellow card. The referee says he had on some incorrect clothing. So he's been sent to get that sorted out. Corner to DunbeHolen. Tyrese go. So Binns.
I thought he would have moved quicker. What do you think?
Go. It's this one over. Acrobatic attempt. Ball comes to Ow. Cleared. Irving. And referee Mason brings a halt to this game. Didn't even play any added time. So at the full-time whistle, Mount Pleasant Football Academy 4, DunbeHolen 0. Give you the goal scorers. Raheem Edwards gave Mount Pleasant the lead in the 20th minute. Daniel Green doubled their advantage in the 27th minute. And in the second half, it was the show of the substitutes, Shaquille Bradford in the 72nd minute and Alex Marshall in the 80th minute completed a comprehensive 4-0 victory for the home team. And Richard, how do you make what happened today? What are your thoughts on how the game ended?
Right. Oh, so while we wait on Ronaldo to join us.
All right, so what an exciting game that was, especially if you're a Mount Pleasant
Yes.
FA supporter, as we take now the post-match show brought to you by Global Institute of Sports. Powerade, of course, our front of shirt sponsors, and also sponsors Total Tools, totally Jamaican. Renardo Brown alongside Richard Henry. Richard, I made a joke about a week ago that it seems as if when you come to Draxall, the only place you're likely to get a hat-trick is in the VIP era because there's a drink named there, the Mount Pleasant hat-trick. No hat-tricks today, but 4 goals from Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, definitely a good performance. To mark hard, I think we could have gotten more, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I think decisively in this game, the problems that we created for this DunbeHolen team is that we showed that we cannot just play around them, over them, we can also play right through them, and I think we did that very well today. I'm still fascinated with the goal from Bradford because the pass from Thomas was absolutely
defense splitting.
The centre back almost broke his back trying to turn. Those are the sorts of the balls that we want to see Clifford playing from deep inside that midfield, inside the second third, because those are going to be problematic. I am surprised that the DunbeHolen coach didn't assign somebody closer to Clifford Thomas, because for me, he was dictating the game.
Here's the thing now, Richard. So, Jashawn Angling is missing, who is the real anchor man. Has Clifford Thomas shown you today that maybe he can be used as a box-to-box kind of player as opposed to the holding midfielder?
Yeah, he has. But I like him coming from where he is.
Yeah.
It's very elusive for a lot of teams because we haven't seen him play. I mean, I wish we could get the stats of how many vertical passes he played today. And I'm sure, especially into the final third, he would be at the top of the list. So we need him there because he can also be the person to control the tempo of the game, have teams wonder if he's going to push it forward or we're going to take it back and build out again. So I like him where he's at.
At 5:24 p.m. as it stands now, here at the Draxall Sports Complex, persons are filing out. 4 goals and a proposal, a wonderful day of football and love, we can say that much. But also in terms of DunbeHolen, where do they go from here?
Well, DunbeHolen has to just realize that they have played a Mount Pleasant team that has awoken, because we had not been playing well for a little while. And they came into a team that had something to prove today. We're very comfortable today at home, played with a lot of discipline and a lot of drive, a lot of motivation. So I think the coach will have to look back at the game I'm honestly not too sure about the formation that he's playing. Or let me take that back. The formation is okay. I think the players who came on for him in the second half should have been the players who started in those positions at the start of the game. Because that's where I saw number 25 Wedderburn and Samuels playing when I watched them against Arne Gardens. And they played they created 3 penalties. So I was very surprised that he didn't have them there and brought them on in the second half, because there were times in the second half that they did get behind us, that they did have numbers inside the box, did get some squares in.
Mount Pleasant, they go away to Harperview on Wednesday, and then they play away to Tivoli Gardens at the weekend. It's big for Mount Pleasant in the sense that we have seen this. They spanked Spanish Town Police 5-0. They scored 5 goals at home against Tivoli Gardens. But after those games, the 1-0, the 0-alls, 1-1s, how do they now build from this? Have you seen anything in this game that gives you the confidence that Mount Pleasant will push on from here?
Yeah, most definitely. I think the way that we played in the midfield today was very good. I think a lot of the combination play was good as well. Remember, too, that we have some new players in as well. So I think it's going to take maybe another game or two for everybody to understand how Christo J plays, how he moves, where he likes to pass it. But it's coming, and you can see it coming because he's naturally a good player. Yeah. So I think that, unfortunately, at this time in the season, we're saying that we need to gel. But we're mixing and matching some players, new player in. I think that there's nowhere else to go from here but up. I think this is a good platform, and the players should be motivated because they played well today.
Folks, just forgive me. I'm actually trying to see the scores in the league so far. Of course, this one ending 4-0. Mount Pleasant winning this contest over DunbeHolen FC as the fans continue to move out. Love and Football, it was dubbed for love on the day, which is good. Something good to cap off the day. We spoke about Mount Pleasant going to Harperview, the rescheduled game that was rescheduled. Hopefully it will go ahead because the Reggae Boys, they do leave for a game against Martinique on February 21. There are 5 or 6 Mount Pleasant players that are named in that squad, so it will be interesting as it stands now. The game will be going ahead on Wednesday. But as we wrap things up here, Richard, in terms of, I did ask you about DunbeHolen, I did ask you about Mount Pleasant. In terms of not just those 2 teams, but even the top 6 team and the race for top 6, who are the teams that at this stage are looking as if they're going to be in the top 6?
Most certainly Montego Bay United.
Yeah.
They did give away a gem of a player. But of course that's the business of football.
Greener pastures, they say?
Yes. But they will have ample replacements, and they're playing very well. I liked what I saw from Waterhouse here in terms of the turnaround that they're having.
And they have been getting results.
Yeah, the change in their system. And most importantly, the belief of the players in the system that's being employed right now. It's so difficult because on their day, Tivoli Gardens is a difficult team to play against as well, despite us being able to beat them here. I think it's going to be an interesting coming down to the wire, and there may be a team or 2 who we expect to be in
that are not going to make it into the top 6. Yeah, well, that's it for us, folks. If you found the scores for the other games, and it's been a struggle on my side. Of course, it's been a fantastic day of football. We'll have the results for you at some time. I'm sure that you will find it. But from myself, you heard from Brian Mighton, the commentator, Richard Henry, our analyst. Thank you so much for tuning in here for this contest at the Draxall Sports Complex, Mount Pleasant FA 4, DunbeHolen FC 0. It's been a fantastic day of football. If you're a Mount Pleasant fan, the academy team, the elite, they do play on a Wednesday Gate Waterhouse they call it up at school. up at the Runaway Bay campus. There are 3 games on the Runaway Bay campus on Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. So you can come on down and you can watch at Mount Pleasant. They play away to Harborview on Wednesday in a rescheduled game. Until then, I'm Bernardo Brown. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching from in the world.